Let's begin by following the breath with our full attention, feeling the way the body moves as we inhale and as we exhale. And take time to notice the moment of pause or the space between each breath, settling in and inviting the possibility of feeling a little more relaxed and at ease by just sitting here, breathing and being aware. Moving our attention to touch wherever we're sensing it now, and expanding our awareness to more subtle aspects of our experience, like the sensation of clothing on the skin, or the warmth or coolness of the air where it meets the body. Let's rest here for a moment, giving attention to these subtle signs of life we often miss. At some point in our practice, we'll find ourselves lost in thought, and that's okay. Even though we know the past is gone and the future is just an idea, the mind drifts there because it finds safety in memories of the familiar or in planning, sometimes even when it's unpleasant. But noticing the drift of attention when it's happening is one of the most important reasons we practice. Developing a sensitivity to mind wandering and being able to bring our attention back to the present is a skill we can use to stop identifying with the content of our thoughts and notice them in the same way we notice a sensation, a sound, or a breath. Just another object of consciousness held in our awareness. If the eyes are closed, I'd like to invite you to bring attention to mind space, the space where thoughts appear. This is usually behind the forehead, between the eyes. And if your eyes are open, we can stare at the wall or some area that is perfectly blank, resting attention on the visual field. If the eyes are closed, it's darker, perhaps pixelated, seeing shades of light, color, and darkness. Let's rest in the experience of just looking. Just as the breath comes and goes, we notice this is the nature of thoughts as well. Mental images or mental talk appear in the mind, arising and then passing, here and then not here. Let's observe this experience of thinking curiously. It may be supportive or it may add a bit of playfulness to our practice to visualize ourselves sitting in an empty movie theater with mind space as the screen and noticing what appears: images, words, and noticing the space between them. Notice how it feels to observe the activity of mind without judgment, without evaluation. One of the beautiful aspects of the mind is that we can choose to think of something deliberately, but sometimes thoughts related to something else entirely may arise instead. In this practice, we can find that comforting, knowing that we're not the author of our thoughts. Without effort, they emerge all on their own. And when we don't cling to them, they pass. We don't have to take these expressions of mind so personally. It's just a thought. So now we'll sit for a couple of minutes, feeling grounded in our seat. In the background, we can feel the body breathing, sensations reminding us of connection, while we anchor our attention to the space where thoughts appear, noticing images, words, and perhaps finding calm in the space between thoughts. If we notice we're caught up in thinking or a story, we just move our gaze back to the blank screen, observing the next thought that appears, and the next. If you find yourself lost in thought, you can silently say, thinking, planning, or remembering. Then move your attention back to the screen, waiting for the next thought to appear, and then watching it pass. And now let's move our attention back to the body, feeling our feet on the ground, tuning into weight and pressure, and noticing our connection to the floor. And now, whenever you're ready, we can conclude our practice by taking one deep breath in and out.